YouTubes.
It's up.
Yeah.
You got it up, Chris?
Yep.
Hi. Papa. All right. 403. I thought we had more money.
How's that fireball hitting?
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Fireball. All right. Oh, you already busting out the gummies.
I'm probably going to take one of each color. This is going to be good. I can already feel it.
Money in the bank. All right, share. Post. Posting. Posted. Yay! All right. So let me put it on my personal page.
Oh, 9 case. That's better.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Didn't have to do much this time.
Why don't I ever like when I type in your name, it doesn't actually bring up your shit anymore. I mean, you're like the only.
Is this the part where I tell you I befriended you?
Is that what happened?
No.
You fucking whore.
Nah. Slang was like that's why I keep you around.
That's what takes.
Are you keep looking for Villarreal? Is that what that is?
No. Like I'm putting in your first and middle names. But I finally got it. I had to like type them both together with the @ and everything, and just didn't automatically pop up.
So you know more than one Joseph?
No, I don't.
You know more than one Christopher?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Horse knows like a dozen of them.
Everybody knows Chris.
But does everybody hate Chris?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
Yeah, hurry up, son. I'm going to go through all these gummy bears before we even start recording.
Boom. It's all shared on El Face. Ow.
Was that your jaw?
I think I chipped a tooth.
Add that to the list of self-care. I'm you know what? I'm going to make time tomorrow, and then I'm going to message you and to tell you how ridiculously expensive my vasectomy is going to be.
Oh,
because our insurance plan is god awful. Like I don't think we have copays. We have to pay like 8%. We have to pay up to like a certain threshold up front before the insurance starts kicking in. I think for me it's like $3,000.
And they still wouldn't consider this as a preventative thing?
I'm gonna find out.
Need to ask your insurance.
Snip, snip.
Yeah.
Yep. So I ain't gotta worry about it no more.
All right.
Can't be Team No Kids if I'm not wearing the jersey, right?
Where's Dingy? Get Dingy.
Oh, that could have ended awfully.
Not good have.
You will be happy to know that the microphone connected.
Yay! I'm really scared to do the intro with this fucking jawbreaker in my mouth. I'm afraid to just go. Blah!
Atomic fireball.
Okay. Well, it's a type of jawbreaker.
Okay. Sure.
I guess.
So is marriage.
Let's see. What? Live from the landing strip somewhere in Houston, Texas. It's the 403rd edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Chris.
And thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. We very much appreciate it. If you are watching us live, did you just fuck that up? Did you throw a bear at your own forehead?
I was aiming for the mouth, but I can't. Oh, man, no bear left behind. I gotta find it. Keep on with the intro.
If you're watching this live, go ahead. Are you done?
No one gets left behind.
Are you done?
Yeah.
If you're watching this live, go ahead and log into your YouTube account, your Google account. That way you could chat along with us in the live chat. I will see it here on my handy dandy smartphone, and I'll try to involve you as best as I can in the show. So feel free to fact check, say hi, talk shit, whatever. I'll see it. I'll try to involve you. If you're not watching this live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio, or on Twitter. No, wait, I don't even use the Twitter anymore. At H Wrestling Radio, I don't use it. Just drop a comment down below.
Our X videos profile is still bumping like that.
Yes.
One word to describe a forbidden door. That's your word.
No, I'm trying to think of the word because I keep coming up with phrases. So I'm gonna say,
It's gonna be compound words.
Okay, a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot.
You would think I would be lying, because I lie often about petty shit.
Mhm.
I learned it from our last president. But you stole the words right out of my mouth.
Oh yeah.
The word
You
was
found it.
a lot.
Yeah.
God damn. You know what? No, I'll take it back. I'll give you another one. Well paced. Because my biggest worry was I'm going to get dragged through the mud happily, like I did with Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not feel that way at all watching this show.
Okay. Can I expound on my a lot?
No, because I am too.
The reason why I was trying to be very, very careful with how I said this was because I didn't want it to have too much of a negative connotation. Because while it was a lot of people will probably go and say too much of a good thing is a bad thing. I was like, keep giving me the good thing. I was eating it all up. I was soaking it up, but goddamn, it was a lot.
You're here for a good time, not a long time.
Well, it was both. It was both. It was a good
Both
long, it was a good long time. Okay, you know what? I have a good way of putting it. You were there. So I know you've been in this place before. I don't know if any of our viewers have been to this place before. But there's a place. And well, I should really say a style because I don't want to endorse any one. But there's a style of restaurant called Brazilian steakhouses.
Ay, papa.
Mm-hmm. They come around, they have meats on skewers, they slice it off, put it onto your plate, and it's all you could eat. So all this beef and sirloin and picanha and sausage and chicken and whatever. And,
Bison, deer, venison.
And then they have like these huge vegetable buffets. So you can go up and get all the different shit on the vegetable buffet. And it's great. And it's all really good. And it's a lot. And you have to roll out of there because you overdid it, because you loved it all. That's kind of how I felt about Forbidden Door. Like, was it a lot? Yeah. Don't want to do it again? Not anytime soon. But was it good? Yeah. So do you want to do it again? Yes. Like,
and you know why?
Why? It's a
Think
sometimes food.
Think of it this way. You went to Baskin Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
You were a few flavors short.
Mm.
You didn't have Naito.
Nope.
You didn't have Danielson.
No.
You didn't have Punk.
Nope.
We can go down the line about mid-card people that could have done something there.
Uh-huh.
But there is still a lot on the table that hadn't been sampled yet. How was your experience like? How did you view Forbidden Door?
Oh, Astros won 2-1.
Yeah.
Beat the Yankees. Los Yankees.
Los pendejos.
Yes. So yeah, we pretty much both New York teams. We kind of gave them the what's for. All right, cool. I'm sorry. What was the question?
How was your intake of Forbidden Door? Describe the ambiance.
The ambiance was old school style. Somebody buys a pay-per-view. Everybody piles up in their house around their telly. Bring food, bring drink, watch it old school pay-per-view style, right? That's what we did. We went over to the Foreman's house, and it was the Foremans, both of them. Oh, both and a half, I should say.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. There's a little bun in the
little
oven.
demon brewing.
Yes.
The old cobble pot.
A little bacon bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the Garcia's clan, so both of the Garcias and their kids, myself, Randy, Porsche, and Rosie. So yeah, it was kind of a full house. We were all sitting around watching the telly, like good old days back in when everybody would pitch in,
Old school.
So, yeah, old school.
It's funny how we're on opposite ends of the spectrum for this.
How did you watch this? And I would argue yours is old school as well, but go ahead.
Mine's older school.
There you go, older school. How did you soak it all in, man?
WrestleMania 3, 1980s. You go to fucking closed circuit in the theater to watch that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did. Travis and Scott have been bit with that wrestling COVID.
Wrestling COVID?
Wrestling COVID. When you get too much Jim Cornette in your system and you just start being like, fuck AEW. Neither one of them wanted to pay for it. Travis didn't want to watch it at all.
Oh my God.
Scott was going to watch it on some shit feed. And the last time I tried watching something on a shit feed was Double or Nothing. And guess what? It was shit.
It was a shit feed.
So I didn't want to risk that. So I've been toying with this for years. We've had this conversation before also. It's like, man, I know it'd be a waste of money if all of our friends spent $25 each.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something to be said now in the 21st century of reclining leather seats, warmers, being surrounded by 40 other nerds that are just as awkward as you are, that actually showered before they went.
Oh my.
Yeah. Except there was this one group right at the end of the aisleway, and it was like they were at fucking home. Or they were at the arena. They were cheering. They were chanting. They were doing all this shit. And like the first 45 minutes, an hour of awkwardness went out the fucking window, and everybody just got into it like if they were there.
Hell yeah!
It was fun as shit, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. What theater was this?
This was Cinemark, Pasadena.
Cinemark, Pasadena.
20,
so right off of Pasadena Boulevard and Beltway 8, right? Or is it Spencer?
Red Bluff.
Red Bluff and Beltway 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But or maybe it is Spencer. It is Spencer.
I think it's Pasadena, bro. It's Pasadena Boulevard. It's Pasadena Boulevard.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay.
It was fun, man. Watching because Travis got this badass setup. Scott's got a badass setup. I've got a whole hum setup. But it gets the job done. I'm not too picky.
You got a bachelor pad here, bro.
But damn, dude. In the theater, it's like you're like engulfed in wrestling.
Hell yeah.
The surround sounds kicking,
What about the concessions? Was it just your regular popcorn and stuff? Okay.
I cheated. I ate Long John Silver's down the street before I went. So I was pretty like my intestines.
You're all right.
Yeah, my intestines were rotten. But at some point, it's 5 hours. It was 4.5 hours with pre-show. At some point,
you had to get rid of the Long John Silvers.
Yeah, and then replace that with something else.
Yeah.
So I had some popcorn and soda there, but it was fun. I dare say I might do it again.
You said it was $20 for the ticket?
25 plus
That's
tax.
a little.
It is.
Little steep.
But if it's just a one-man show, like if I'm not watching it with anybody or nobody wants to do the old school deal, then it works out. Even if my nephew wanted to come with me and together we could probably
50,
pull it.
Bro.
Yeah, but here's the other thing that I kind of thought about during the show was going on.
50 between 8 people is a lot different than 50 between 2.
But it's almost like the sense of importance, kind of.
Yeah.
Where do you watch Dynamite?
At home.
Where do you watch Raw, if ever?
At home.
Where do you watch Impact?
At home.
So if it's something
Well, yeah, that's a
You
pay
want
per
to do,
view.
a little something out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
A little, you want to raise the bar a little
I mean,
bit.
we goddamn, we traveled across the country to go watch Double or Nothing. So okay, I mean, I get
And
it.
we've I'm 2 weeks, 3 weeks notice.
Something
I got
like
you.
that.
Got you to
Mania.
24.
Yeah, WrestleMania 24. Okay, I mean, I get it for a sometimes kind of thing. Okay.
Or for a nomad, a vagabond, a one man guy. You know, you have the luxury of having people near you.
Yeah.
You know,
You're a
little
loser.
COVID bubble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This fortress of solitude. Oh, I could do it anywhere. If this table could talk. And that table. Everybody's got a kink. So the show is over. He's taking a sigh of relief. Took it all in. What's your match of the night? Hit me with it.
Osprey versus Orange.
Preach!
Osprey versus Orange was so good. Maybe it benefited from the fact that one, it had lower expectations, and two, it was one of very few one-on-one matches, right? You know, while a lot of the multi-man matches and tags and stuff were really good, I would like to see on a card one-on-ones outweigh the multi-man matches. Now, I understand why we had so many multi-man matches. I get it. But it was a lot. It was a lot. So getting that one-on-one, who I know who both of them are, and Orange doing what Orange did in that match, I felt validated. Because there was plenty of folks that were hating on this, saying, that's who you're going to give Will Ospreay? You're going to give Ospreay Orange when you had laundry list of people. That like, what the fuck? Dude, Orange is one of the 4 pillars. And one of those pillars is gone. So now we have 3 pillars. So you
mean vacant?
Well,
then again, if he was already replaced by Britt Baker, then we still have 4.
Well, they're trying to still erect.
MJF's more like the roof. You need one of those too, but
regardless, there's some structural integrity in that house that needs some fixing. Yeah. So what do? You take Orange and you fucking build them up. The same way how you should have been building up Jungle Boy, which you're kind of trying to do with this Christian thing, and you built him up in the past. But Orange has never got that put all the huevos behind it and really push Orange. Cool.
You mean the whole bushel?
Yeah. The whole chingadera. The whole thing.
El pinche árbol.
Yeah. So, yeah. I see why they did it in retrospect. Why they did it. Fucking Ospreay can go. Orange can go. People don't think Orange can go. And this is going to surprise folk. And it did. Fuck, it did. Because remember when I sat behind this microphone and behind this camera last week over at Hector's, where I was like, the match with him versus Pac was really good and people forget about it. But part of the reason why that match with Pac was good was because he played up, the Orange played up the comedy as a defensive thing.
To Pac's seriousness.
Yeah. But defensively, to kind of outmaneuver and like not get hit kind of thing. Whereas in this match, he used it defensively and also offensively. And he was able to kind of like get into the head of Ospreay. And like the story of the match is Ospreay didn't take him seriously, which I think was the extension of the IWC not taking him seriously. And he still did what he was gonna do. Like he did Orange shit, Orange Cassidy did Orange Cassidy things, but still doing a lot more stuff where it's like, hey, sometimes I can do stuff. And he did do stuff. So yeah.
I think the moment that it clicked for me was Ospreay was hitting Cassidy with the Kawada kicks, and at some point Cassidy kind of hulked up and got the upper hand. And then Cassidy started doing the Kawada kicks the way Orange does Orange. And Osprey's just like, what the fuck? Like you could see like it's really affecting
his psyche. Yeah, playing those mind games.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then he did the quad kicks for realsies, and they were vicious. Holy shit, it was vicious. Yeah.
I'm not sure if
there it goes.
I would like to think that
there, I got the whole damn
the whole
atomic fireball. The whole goddamn atomic fireball.
I would think people that saw this match at this point, if they don't get Orange, they're just not gonna. They don't want to. So they're not gonna. You know? Is that my match of the night? Perhaps there's another match that's vying for that position.
Right.
Fucking three-way, man. You know the whole
the tag three-way.
Yeah, you know the Osprey stuff. It stands out because of the banter within the comedy. And that's an emotion that you don't really get that much in wrestling anymore. That's still authentic.
Okay,
you know, or unique. But the other emotion that always tends to grab people is the story through injury.
Yeah.
And they rode every wrestling fan's biggest fear by pulling that stunt with Dax getting hurt. You were texting me during the match, did you catch it? And I was like, nope, I didn't catch it. Did you catch it? Like, nope. And you just see Dax like slamming the man. He's all pissed, and the trainers walk him on there. But you can hear everybody collectively dump on it.
They're like, no, not again.
To the point that like there's like a 5-minute dead noise in that match where you can hear a child fart because everyone's so dejected that possibly their favorite person in that entire match, he gone. And he might not come back.
Yeah.
So when he comes running back all taped up like the fucking mummy from here on, from his shoulder down, that crowd just woke right back up. And that's storytelling 101, man. That's the stuff that the FTR study, the old school tape, like if it's fucking like a like a necessity. I need air to breathe. I need water to drink. I need wrestling. I need to learn wrestling for me to function.
And that wasn't because it didn't work because like, oh, that's just a good angle to use, a good trope to use. No, it was a perfect trope to use for that pay-per-view because of all the other injuries, right? So people are already on edge, like, God damn, who else is going to get injured?
Ishii, the day we recorded last week, he was out. The next day, Hiromu, he's out because he had fever and he couldn't fly. He couldn't fly overseas. And so, yeah, we're like, now what? It was almost like we had a Deadpool going on in our chat to be like, there has to be somebody.
Yeah.
In the moment, something has to happen.
Yeah.
And so, do it to Joey Janela. Do it to fucking QT Marshall. Don't do it to Dax. So, but that match was good.
Now, I agree that the match is good. And everything that you just said, I agreed about. However, that's probably the reason why I don't think it's match of the night. Because while you played up all the positives of that angle, that 5-minute or however long it was lag in between, that took me a little bit out of the match. I didn't care about the match until Dax came back in. Now I was like, oh, some bitch, they got me. But like when Dax was out, I was like, I don't really care who wins this, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's why.
Gotcha, bitch.
Is the roller coaster cool to have? Yes.
The low was too low.
But and
I get you.
Yeah. Okay.
What else on that show was really good?
I'd probably go with the main event. Mox and Tanahashi. I wasn't sure what to expect, and I thought that I thought this match was either going to be super sports entertaining or go the complete opposite direction and Mox just do crazy Mox shit. And instead, we got something a little bit in between, and I was happy with it.
It wasn't too over the top on Moxley's side until the end when he's covered in blood.
Yeah.
Tana looked a lot better on Sunday than he did that tag match on Dynamite that we were talking like he was showing his age or that he wasn't gelling.
Jet lag, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it
was. I think what took me out was my own opinion of what I thought was going to happen.
Or what should have happened.
Or what should have happened in both our opinion, it sounds like.
Yes.
And so when Jay White won the match, I was like, well, it's Moxley's going to win it.
Mm. Yeah.
It kind of took me out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Definitely not match of the night because of that for me.
I
still was entertained by the match.
I wasn't tired through the end, but I was, I guess, discouraged was the word I'm looking for. Because I wasn't really in the match. I wasn't watching. By that time, I was like, Moxley's winning this. Let me get on my phone and message y'all and see what the fuck's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So the standouts for me, though, were definitely Orange and Ospreay and the triple threat tag match.
And the 4-way. You just mentioned it. I know what ruined it. The ending ruined it. Now, whether or not that ending was a botch or if that ending was legit, I still didn't like the ending. Because I was very hopeful for a New Japan person to win that title. Or excuse me, no, other way around. I was hopeful for an AEW person to win that title so that Tanahashi could beat Mox for the interim AEW title. And that builds tension, builds up the idea of a war between New Japan and AEW, which we totally did not get. And my closing thought coming out of Forbidden Door is this. Wow. This is a really great gimmick pay-per-view to do once a year that's going to fuck everything else up for the rest of the year. The same way how Bragging Rights does. We have all these storylines going into October.
Huh?
Oh, Bragging Rights, Brand Supremacy, or sometimes it's not even at Bragging Rights, it's a Survivor Series where it's Brand Supremacy, and all the storylines that you built for the last 2 or 3 months get put on hold so that you could fight for
the new ones, the new Survivor Series. The older ones are what they should, I know sidebar, is what WWE should be doing now.
Yeah.
The highest one, the Survivor Series I hold in highest regard is
Deadly Game.
No. Sorry, Arnold don't have hair. The Survivor Series that had Team DX versus Team Rated RKO.
Okay.
It had DX and RKO that were feuding, and then it had the Hardys and somebody else, some other team was feuding, and then it had CM Punk and Mike Knox on ECW. They were feuding, so they just brought all those feuds together into one big 5-on-5 elimination style match. And not only did those storylines stop, they went further. You know,
Mike Knox. God, I haven't heard that name in forever.
This is a good start, but after everything that happened leading up to this, if you were to do this annually, your G1's going to be super fucked if you're going to have at least 2 or 3 injuries coming out of it. You know, G1's your baby. Not this Forbidden Doors bullshit that somebody pulled out their ass last year and wants to make something of it. So this show should, I can't even believe I'm thinking this. This show should rival WrestleMania.
What?
You want this show in April.
Oh,
you want this show
timing wise.
You want this show in April.
Okay.
May, March, late March, early April. You want it there so you can steal some thunder from the people that are surrounding us right now. But and there's not really much going on. New Japan Cup, it's a tournament. It's not so much an A block and B block bracket, and it's not your biggest, most well-known tournament of the year. G1 Climax is G1 Climax. They're going on 32 years now, I think.
Okay.
So I would really suggest the timing next year to do it somewhere different. Hell, I'd even go one step further. Round 2 should be in Japan.
Yes, I do agree with that.
Yeah,
I do agree with that. I mean, and that's the weird dichotomy coming out of it. I liked it. I want more of it, but I also want less of it. If that makes sense. Like, it's like Fear the Walking Dead. I want to keep watching the regular Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead is cool, but imagine that they took Fear the Walking Dead and they like fucked up storylines in the main show by accident.
well, kind of. Morgan's in Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah,
And that's supposed to be like the origin story.
yeah. They
And
did
then-
kind of fuck
and
it
then-
up. So it's kind of
And then World Beyond supposed to have somebody else.
So yeah, I mean, so yeah, it probably
I know
works.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts for Forbidden Door?
I mean, I think
Max
that-
Caster's rap.
I think that kind of was my closing thought. My closing thought is that damn, I liked it. Damn, it was good. Damn, it was a lot.
Damn, give me a break.
Damn, give me a break. But like, is this gonna matter a month from now? Any of the stuff that happened, and that's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm kind of disappointed on. Yeah, I get it. I get it that FTR now has AEW or no ROH New Japan and AAA titles. Cool, but I don't think a AEW versus New Japan war that makes right.
If either Jay White lost
Yeah,
or Tanahashi won, then it would solidify this being
yeah,
more than just a Saudi show.
and yeah, maybe it's a little bit of a good, well-run Saudi show. You know, like a one-off that's kind of in its own bubble. And I want it. I just want it to not be in a bubble, if that makes sense. I want it to affect other things, but it did not affect other things. And
It tried.
It
FTR,
tried. The
Ishii, and then it turned out to be the Connors kid who looked
Yeah.
pretty good.
yeah, he did look good, but he didn't really win, so it doesn't matter.
Well, no one wanted him to win, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's
He
true
did
too.
good, but I wanted Miro to win,
Yeah.
or I wanted Pac to win, or
Yeah.
I wanted Malachi to win,
Yeah. So
So-
the right guy won.
and the right guy lost.
There's your gummies.
That's not all of AEW
Hey, bitch, get out.
because we
There you
had fucking Blood and Guts last night,
Yeah.
starring the Backstreet Boys. Can I give it a thumbs down? I'm giving it a thumbs down.
The show or the
Blood
match?
and Guts, the
The-
match.
The match? You got another thumbs down.
Yeah,
Why?
the first one was 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
This one took up a fucking hour.
Okay.
I was under the impression that the first one had too many people, and that was 5-on-5. This one was 6-on-6, and then the
Mhm.
girlfriends had a say. Well, Ty Conti and then Ruby Riott, but
I don't understand why Ruby was involved. Maybe we could talk about that in a little bit, but I don't understand why Ruby was.
there's backstory from Chikara, I think, of Ruby and Claudio and Eddie or something like that.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
There's videos out there on YouTube that do the mansplaining for everything now, and
Okay.
that's one of them. I just felt like it was too long. Do you want to see an hour-long cage match with anyone?
Yes, and I think you're wrong.
Okay, put me in my place then.
I was tempted to say that match was my match of the week.
Whoa!
I still think right now Orange and Osprey edge it out. But ooh man, I was thoroughly sports entertained. I was even wrestle entertained. I was entertained.
We still haven't
Was-
mentioned the debut of Claudio.
Yeah, we haven't. But Claudio debuted. No, I mean I was very happy that it was Claudio. Yeah, and I think a lot of people called it. I think we called it. It was the right move. Sometimes the right move is the
The best move.
Yeah, the best move.
Or the easiest move is the right move.
Or the most predictable
Yeah.
move is the best move. It doesn't always need to be an out of left field kind of thing. But okay, anyway, I hear your complaint about the hour. I don't care. I saw that was an hour because I started watching at like 8:30, right?
So you fast forwarded through a lot.
Yeah, I fast forwarded through the first hour. Well, I mean, I watched stuff, but I fast forwarded through the commercials and stuff. And then I was like, oh, damn, we're already at Blood and Guts? Okay, cool. And then when I pulled up the DVR, I was like, oh, shit, this match is going to be an hour. Wow. And then it was like 5-10 minutes for JR to come out, 5-10 minutes for them to run down the card, 5-10 minutes. So the match itself wasn't quite an hour. Now, I think I know why you and I have a little bit of a difference of opinion. You said you were watching it on Bleacher Report.
At first, the episode of Dynamite, I was watching through Bleacher at first.
Okay.
But again, shitty feeds shit.
Mhm.
And I had to switch off. And I was watching that Blood and Guts match on the TBS feed. On a TBS feed. And I think my biggest gripe is a gripe that's not going to change. If you're going to have a big match like that, find a way to make that shit commercial free. Because you're not watching through how much of the picture that Blood and Guts did you watch?
What I was going to say, which was I was under the assumption that you watched it without the commercial breaks.
Uh-huh.
I watched it with the commercial breaks, and I did try to watch the picture-in-picture. I tried to pay attention to the picture-in-picture. But one thing that I noticed is that during the picture-in-picture, there was lulls in the match. That's when Jericho was like not doing a whole lot, and they just saw him like selling. That was when
catch audio before they went to commercial. Jericho came screaming, "Are we on break?"
Oh, really? I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Okay. But like I could tell that they were in a lull.
Mm-hmm.
And like, okay, so anybody watching just the Bleacher Report probably thinks it sucks. Now, luckily for me, I was watching the commercials, and when I saw that there was nothing going on in the ring, and I heard this commercial that sounded halfway interesting, I was distracted. ADHD kicking in, right? That kind of thing. So it didn't feel as bad for me. And I know that Dynamite is 2 hours long. So I knew I was in for an hour-long match. So I was okay with it. Once the commercial was coming, cool. I get a chance to go pee. Like, I know that they're breaking even in the match itself. Mm-hmm. So I was okay with it. But if I had been watching on Bleacher Report, I'd probably been like, what the fuck? Why is there so much downtime? What the fuck? What are these guys doing? Like, bam, 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 bam. Okay, rest. All right, wait, what's everybody doing? What the hell? Why is everybody bam, 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 bam? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, God. You know? It was okay if you were distracted by the commercials and you knew. Mm-hmm. So I was all right with it.
Did the right team win?
Yeah.
Did the right person win?
No. Well, yes. The way it happened was the right way as well.
Yeah.
But the thing that was wrong was that nothing came of that.
Yet. It just happened yesterday. You gotta give it time.
Yeah. I mean,
it takes a year to build a storyline in AEW.
I get it. I understand. However, the what we're referring to is basically Claudio and Eddie both had two different Jericho members
in
submission moves, and Claudio's person tapped first, and
Eddie had Jericho.
Eddie had Jericho
in the position that he submitted Jericho out when they first wrestled.
Mm-hmm. So he really wanted to get Jericho to be the one to tap, and then Claudio was like, "Yeah, we won the match." And there's all this teasing of Claudio and Eddie having beef. So when I was like, when I saw that there was like friction for the win, where Eddie was like, "What the hell?" and Claudio's like, "We won." You know, I was like, "Oh, here it comes. Oh, here it comes." And I understand what you said. You got to give it time. You don't revert, though. And that's what happened. After about like 2-3 minutes of, here it comes. Then instead of just letting it sit and linger and then cutting the feed, and let me wonder for another week. All of a sudden, he was happy. He was fine. The rest of the fucking Blackpool Combat Club goes up there. The fucking referee went up there, and everybody was like, "Hey,
Well,
man,
except
we're cool."
Santana.
Yeah, I did notice that. Like, I don't. Yeah, Santana was injured. Like, hey,
Santana's injured.
yeah. They were like, "Oh, we're cool. We're cool." Oh, and like, they were starting to. It's like Eddie forgot.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, with as psychotic as you are, Eddie, you don't forget. And with him forgetting, kind of made it feel like they fucked up. Or that the feed was going too long. Like, they were supposed to cut it, and that would have been like just for the audience there, and they were going to get into send the crowd home happy kind of territory. But I don't know, man. I didn't like it to where it was like, oh fuck, now we're going to build tension. I forgive you.
Yeah.
It was too quick. Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that group.
Yeah.
Moxley's now the champ.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie's finally trying to get vindication that was taken from him by someone that he despises.
And they're not in that group, technically.
He's not in that group.
He's not in the group.
Is.
Cesaro is. He's not. Neither are Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah.
I didn't like that they kept referring to it as the
Black
Jericho
Bull.
Appreciation Society versus the Blackpool Combat Club. It was like,
And friends.
half of those members are not Blackpool Combat Club. Combat.
Mortal Kombat Club.
The BCC. Or
Yeah.
the BVC. All right. Half of them ain't them.
Him over here with the BDE.
Right. SDE.
Oh, man. I feel bad for Santana, man.
What happened?
So in the video, he's fighting off two guys, and he does the Uranagi to one of them, but instead of falling flat, like his leg like buckled like this.
Oh,
And so the knee part.
yeah.
That happened early because he was in the corner for the rest of that shit.
Did
He was
he
out.
tear something, or is
It
it?
hasn't been discussed yet,
Okay.
but the way it looked, that's knee injury. That's at least 6 months,
Mm.
if not a year. You know, which puts Ortiz on the shelf because he was coming around. He's got in great shape. He lost his hair in that Jericho match, so there's still meat on that bone for him to do something. But now you got to find another ally.
Well, Eddie, right? I mean, there's still the LAX connection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was at least Eddie, Santana, and Ortiz all were, you know, the new LAX in Impact. So I mean, whatever Eddie's doing, you could have Ortiz, you know, tag along. It's fine. Then eventually, once Santana comes back, then you know, I don't think he's completely out of the water. You know.
Does your pick of Orange and Ospreay overthrow AEW's current candidate for Match of the Year?
No.
Kind of figured.
No.
I think it's going to take a lot. Something that has a lot of steam behind it.
Well,
Because you're a Punk guy through and through.
Well,
Dog collar match
well,
with MJF.
There might be little detail, something that might be able to sway me. When did the dog collar match happen? March
or April.
Okay, Q1.
Mm-hmm.
Is it safe to say Q1?
Sure.
Late Q1, early Q2, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
March 6th.
March 6th. Okay, March 6th. First quarter of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Where's MJF? Where's CM Punk? All right.
Well, CM Punk's hurt.
CM Punk's hurt. MJF, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why in my head I was saying that Ospreay versus Orange should not be anything more than match of the week before I even showed up here. In my head, I was actually thinking about this. Why should it not be anything more than match of the week? Well, because there was no stakes going into it. There isn't that many stakes coming out of it. It's at a show that's kind of a bubble show.
There were stakes. IWGP US title was on the line. It just hindered that.
You're right.
That
You're
Robinson had it.
You are right. You're right. But like, I never saw Orange as a contender for the U.S. title.
Neither did I.
I saw it more as give Ospreay something to do, right? It wasn't really about the title. It wasn't about the belt, right? And coming out of it, it's still not about the belt.
And he's on television with the Rev Pro belt. That had nothing to do with this match at all.
Right. So were there stakes? Technically, yes, but really, no. Stuff coming out of it. Historical significance. Was there any historical significance other than it made Orange look really fucking good? As far as I can tell, no. It's not. This isn't a turning point in the war between AEW and New Japan. Hell, there isn't a war between AEW and New Japan right now at all.
Would
now,
you even consider
it? Could have been, but it's not.
Would you even consider it a coming out party for Ospreay?
No, because Ospreay done been out, at least in my mind.
In the United States? That's the biggest audience Ospreay's wrestled in on this time.
Possibly, but I don't know.
How much water does that hold?
I don't know if a lot of people will follow into that. You know, for me, I knew Ospreay was already good. I don't know if this changed people's mind about Ospreay. I think it changed people's mind about Orange, but not necessarily about Ospreay.
And it is an AEW-led event. So you want your AEW guys to get the shot.
Yeah. So historical significance, I don't think is going to be there. Mm-hmm. So, all right. But the reason why I kept saying, well, is that made me think, well, what is the historical significance of Punk and MJF? Well, it was a feud. It ended the feud. What came from it? Nothing really on MJF's side. MJF just moved on.
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
Because that further solidified the build of MJF and Wardlow.
Okay.
And MJF leaving the exclamation point in the ring of, you're bringing in all these WWE guys that you're paying more. I beat Punk twice in the same night. Why am I getting paid? You know, so I think that MJF needed CM Punk as the stepping stone to get to the position that I think he found himself in. Because when he cut that promo, that was a lot of stuff behind him and a lot of stuff ahead of him with a big plate of glass in front of him.
Very good point. Very good point. However, where's MJF?
It's part of a bigger thing.
He gone.
If he comes back in All Out and brings fire and redeems himself.
That's where I'm going with this.
And redeems himself.
Right now, if this stands, if all this shit was not a work, if this was a shoot and the last we ever saw of MJF on AEW television was what we saw 3-4 weeks ago, then that kind of puts a damper on the historical significance of that match. Same thing with Punk. Punk, he kind of moved on. I would have said MJF and Punk both moved on, but no, you have a better point with MJF. But Punk just moved on. And then what happened with Punk? Injury, gone. So if both of them are irrelevant at the end of the year, at least they're irrelevant in Q2. Mm-hmm. Are they going to be relevant in Q3 and Q4? Is that a
Q3 starts tomorrow?
Is that a match of the year or is that a match of Q1? See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, I have not yet seen a match to top that, but there's a lot of year left. And the more time on the calendar that passes where this match didn't really fucking matter, the worse its chances are.
The more vulnerable it gets.
Exactly. Gotcha. That was my point. I know we took a real long way around, but that was my point.
Got you. Any other consideration for match of the week that does not involve AEW or New Japan?
No. Because that's all I watched.
Okay. So the rest of this show is going to go by pretty quick.
Was there anything that you watched from Impact? Because did Impact have a big pay-per-view this weekend or last weekend?
Slammiversary was last weekend, I think.
Okay.
Or the weekend before we did the predictions. Yeah, so I think we already mentioned something about that.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, let's move on. Money in the Bank preview, right? Is that where we're going?
Yes.
All right.
So I'm going to just start off with the big news.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There's 7 men in this Money in the Bank spot.
Okay.
6 of them have been announced.
Okay.
Who is your 7th?
Well, who are the 6? I don't even know that much.
Sheamus,
Okay.
McIntyre,
Okay.
Rollins,
Uh-huh.
Omos,
Uh-huh.
Sami Zayn,
Uh-huh.
Matt Riddle.
Where's AJ Styles?
Nope.
Is he injured?
Nope.
What's he doing?
He showed up on Slammiversary but via satellite to congratulate Impact on 20 years.
I don't understand why AJ Styles is not in this match.
Well, he's supposed to be feuding with the New Brood or whatever, right? Didn't they have a match on main event?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I guess they had a match on main event, but AJ Styles is not in this.
Okay, is this they haven't announced it because we haven't watched SmackDown yet? SmackDown's on Friday, and that's when they're going to say it? Or is this a big surprise? Wait till the pay-per-view.
It could be. They haven't announced anything so far.
Okay. Because if it's we'll just say who it is on SmackDown, it's AJ.
AJ's on Raw. Why would he be
So?
on SmackDown?
It's Money in the Bank.
Why wouldn't they put a SmackDown person in there? Because it's SmackDown. Zayn beat Nakamura. Why isn't Nakamura in this? You talked about AJ. He's got stuff to do. Nakamura ain't doing but fuck nothing.
Okay.
And if we're going to have this conversation, someone that could really use a Money in the Bank victory briefcase,
Yeah.
AJ's had runs. Great runs. Congratulations.
All
You're
right.
the man. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
What the fuck's Nakamura done? One Intercontinental title
Yeah.
run with a shitty-ass Intercontinental title-looking belt.
Yeah.
He needs a Money in the Bank win.
Okay.
So, still haven't answered my question.
What?
Who's the 7th?
Well, I gave you an answer, and you
Okay.
didn't like my answer. My answer was AJ. Who's your 7th? Nakamura. Good. Let's move on, bitch.
Are there any more?
Oh, I don't know. Cody? Maybe Cody is okay? No, Cody's not okay.
This is professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
This is Money in the Bank. I would hate. I love Cody. He fits like a glove right now in WWE. I reckon, other than Roman, he's their top star.
Okay.
I do not want to have the same bad taste in my mouth with Cody just walking in last minute, unannounced, after everyone's down, and just climb up and grab the briefcase, like Brock Lesnar did a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So, as much as I want Cody to win the briefcase, I don't
If
want
he
him
comes out literally in a fucking, sling, like, to protect his
and his
arms.
suit.
Yeah.
He won't even be in wrestling clothes.
Everyone's dead, and he just strolls on up and grabs it.
And then Corey Graves is on the microphone. I guess he's the 7th, I guess. I was like, no, you don't fucking guess. Curveball.
Yeah.
WWE just signed Logan Paul to a contract.
Oh, God. Okay.
What if Logan's the 7th?
Sure. Why not?
You have your social media influencer walking around with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Wait. Huh?
Yeah.
There's no women's Money in the Bank?
Yeah. But I'm not talking like the Money in the Bank briefcase you could buy on Shop WWE. I'm talking about him being
that's
the
what you
actual winner.
I thought you meant that there was only going to be one Money in the Bank
No,
this year.
hell no.
Oh, okay.
Would it be in WWE's best interest to put it on a guy like
Logan Paul. Yes.
or Bad Bunny?
Yes. Yes. Would I care? No.
For neither?
Maybe a little bit Bad Bunny.
Oddly, I feel the same way.
I mean, could it be Bad Bunny?
His tour's over. He ain't got another tour coming for a while. He could be promoting that Bullet Train movie he's in.
That movie actually looks pretty good.
I'm watching it at the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie looks like it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
This is the quiet car.
I have a gun.
That's not a gun.
There are a lot of people on the roster. You know what? There's people in this match that I would rather see Bad Bunny win than.
Okay.
I don't want Almost with the belt. I
Okay.
kind of really don't want Zayn with the belt, although you could tell some interesting stories with the bloodline and the honorary member. If the honorary member has the briefcase and Heyman's like, the math says you're gonna win, so let me just start like sucking your
Yeah.
tit a little bit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Riddle's fucking over, man. Part of me wants Riddle to win, but Riddle could have fucking won this shit on SmackDown. Riddle should be fighting for the. I don't have a Roman Reigns match listed here. You could have ran back Roman Reigns and Riddle, main event it.
I think a lot of the sales were deflated when they moved the thing from the football stadium where the Raiders play to the MGM Grand where WCW used to have their shit in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it kind of like deflated a lot of their sales, and
Yeah.
they're not putting as much emphasis or energy or enthusiasm in this show as it would have been. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches listed right now without a pre-show that I have for Money in the Bank. 7 matches for a stadium show. Nah, you put a stadium show, there's at least 10 or 12. So I feel like there's a lot of fat trimming because of that. Give me a number.
7.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's a Money in the Bank match. So I know it's going to be crazy go nuts. I may actually want to sit down and watch this.
I'm definitely watching some of this. Yeah.
And that's saying a lot for me because I've been watching WWE since 2 weeks after Mania.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this might pique my interest enough to where I might actually turn on the Peacock.
Who do you think will win, and who would you like to win?
Who I think's gonna win is also who I would like to win, which is Riddle. I mean, you just said it that he is over, but he did not beat Roman. What better way to beat Roman than with the Money in the Bank briefcase to get a victory over Roman, but Roman's still protected is with a MITB run-in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how you got the belt off of Brock. You know, twice, right? I am right on that, right? Yeah, you got the belt off of Brock twice with the Money in the Bank run-in. So I don't see Roman looking any weaker with the Money in the Bank loss, and put it on your next most over guy that's not injured right now. That'll work. So yeah, Roman's taking on, you know, Goldberg or some shit in 2 pay-per-views from now. Yeah, he beats Goldberg, but it was a slobber knocker of a match, and then at the end, bro, and then, there you go. There you go. Because eventually you're gonna have to take it off of Roman, not because you don't think Roman's the guy, but because, fuck, it's just too much with one title reign, you know.
I want to say WWE has tried to put forth an effort to make newer stars. We've had McIntyre with the belt. We've had Lashley with the belt. We've had Big E with the belt.
Yeah.
They've given Riddle this much shine, and I can't stress enough. It didn't make our Master of the Year pick or candidacy leader for WWE. But if you haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, if it showed once in a week or 2, it'll show up on Peacock. Watch that Riddle versus Roman main event match from SmackDown.
Okay.
If it weren't for such heavy competition on the ballot, I would have that on my Match of the Year list right now.
Wow.
It was that good.
What is the Match of the Year for WWE?
So that's far? The other part that I kind of whiffed on, but we all whiffed because none of us really remembered. While I had said last week that the current Match of the Year at that time was Cody versus Seth from WrestleMania.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the actual match that was on our Match of the Year from the same WrestleMania was Becky versus Bianca.
Oh.
But that changed last week when we put Cody versus Seth from Hell in a Cell on here.
Okay.
But even then, I think this match comes close, if not at times, depending on what mood you're in. It might take it. But that's if you have the investment. You obviously don't, so it might not hit you as hard as someone that comes at home Friday. Oh, it's on free television. I have free television. Let me just see what's going on while I do my dishes or fold my laundry or do other shit. And it catches my attention every other week to be like, these bro chants are getting louder. Oh shit. You know, this acknowledge me stuff is still working. There's a little bit of hope on the blue side at least.
Okay.
You know. Who I would like to see win it is Riddle.
Okay. Who do you
from what's in front of me?
Who do you think is winning it?
But what I think is winning is low key what I really want. Realistically, again, what I want is not on this list.
Spit it out.
I have Seth Rollins winning this.
Oh.
But he ain't gonna cash that shit in.
No.
No,
Why?
because Cody's taking it from him.
Oh.
That's the plan.
All right.
That's story. I was under the impression that the storyline was done after that Hell in a Cell match. Cody was mouthing it off in the ring, beat him 3 times. I'm done with Seth. He cut the promo the next night on Raw. I beat this fool 3 times. I'm done with Seth. Seth came out, shook his hand. I respect you. All right, good. It's a nice little bow. We're done with that. Oh, wait, somebody just went. Pfft. And then he comes back out with a sledgehammer and takes Cody out kayfabe on television. Seth is going to win that briefcase, and every time he tries to cash it in, you'll hear the song, or you'll see him on the Titantron, or you'll see him in the audience. Because, I mean, this might not work, but his legs still work. His mouth still works.
Yeah.
What happened with Steve Austin after he got dumped on his head?
He just could cut promos.
And became the fucking bee's knees.
And was the general manager, right?
Yeah. No, 97.
Oh, okay.
It was 97 before the push, and then he stunned McMahon, and then all hell broke loose. But all that was he was still doing this.
Yeah.
He had just been dumped on his head, almost wrist paralysis.
Yeah.
So if Cody can't do this, but he can still do everything else,
yeah,
you put his ass back on television. They had a pre-tape last Monday that I caught for like real split second of how his rehab was going post shoulder surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So there are again making a conscious effort to keep Cody Rhodes's character in your periphery, in your mind, in your speak, so that perhaps sooner or later he does come back and continues the story with Seth. And again, it's pro wrestling. You never know. They could have over-exaggerated a lot of that shit, and he's gonna be good enough to actually do something actually in the Money in the Bank, and he shows up.
Yeah.
So those are my 2. I want Riddle to win, but I would think for storyline purposes, Rollins.
Okay.
Yeah. The ladies. Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
Liv Morgan. Lacey Evans. Raquel Rodriguez. Asuka. Shotzi and Becky Lynch. Those are all 7 of your ladies for the women's Money in the Bank match. Give me a number.
7. Only because it's a Money in the Bank.
8. I want to see how good Shotzi can do. Mm-hmm. I really want to see Raquel Rodriguez in this. And it's been a year. Let's see if Morgan's grassroots little fire is still there. She was over as fuck last year in Fort Worth for Money in the Bank, and I don't remember what happened that got her there. I think Arnold said that
people just all of a sudden just started liking her, which is fine. I'm not hating on it.
There was, I think Arnold mentioned that there was like a 24/7 or like a mini documentary on the network that focused on her, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's my girl," and now she has like eyes drawn on her titties and shit, and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll make it work. Why not?
My eyes are down here.
Yeah, I see you. They call me 4 Eyes too. I'm at an 8.
Who do you want to win?
I'm so fucking annoyed. Because people are so fucking dumb. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. So this could be your enlightenment moment.
Okay.
Do you remember what Raquel Gonzalez's finisher was in NXT?
A lariat? She does a lariat though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that wasn't her finisher. Was her finisher the implant buster, the thing everybody uses? No? What was it?
The Chingona bomb. You remember?
Oh, it was just like
the one arm, like sit up, and then the one arm just
power bomb thing. Yeah.
So apparently,
and they made her drop the name, right?
Because some people were misinterpreting it as Chinga tu madre bomb. So they changed it to the Tejana bomb.
Okay.
It's annoying. It's more fucking washing of the NXT.
Yeah.
But people are dumb. Okay. I want Rodriguez to win this.
Okay.
2 matches into her official debut on SmackDown, she earned a title match against Ronda Rousey on SmackDown and was fucking good. Made Ronda look better than I've ever seen Ronda look.
Really?
Yeah.
Ever?
Possibly, with the exception of the WrestleMania tag match with Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Raquel lost with a roll up. She didn't get submitted.
Mm.
So you can do you have something to work with there. Who I think is gonna win? It's Lacey Evans. White girl, women's right. She's in armed forces, so they're gonna try to boost all that up as like this is the easy reasons why you should like her. Just ignore the fact that she can't really wrestle. As opposed to somebody with fucking talent.
I mean,
that can actually heighten your Mexican audience. God forbid on free television. I think the company is going to want to do something with Lacey Evans.
Okay, that's a fair call out.
She could still win me over. I liked Lacey Evans when she was doing the heel stuff towards the end, and the women's right. Even when she had that in NXT, that's a pretty solid gimmick.
Yeah,
you know, she did the pinup stuff. She had stuff working.
The pun works.
Yeah, she had a lot of stuff working for her. And then they put her in that god awful storyline with fucking Ric Flair.
Yeah,
that was terrible. And then she really got knocked up, so it gave us all the benefit of not seeing her for 9 months.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give the opportunity for her to win me back over, but I would think the company as a whole would want to push someone like Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
With her resume.
She was Charlotte's sister mama.
Oh. I don't ever want a reason to sympathize for Charlotte. So Lacey, you done fucked up.
All right. I see where you're going, where you say that you think WWE is going to give it to Lacey. However, I'm still of the mindset that WWE thinks stale is best. And I think the stalest thing to do is what they're going to do. And I'm glad that I have a different opinion than you. It's going to Becky. Ugh. Becky's been at the top. She's main eventing. She doesn't have the title. How did she get the title again? By having the fucking money in the bank. And I'm sure they think that she's higher up on the totem pole than Lacey is, even though they're building Lacey up. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to Lacey, but come on now. Out of all those people on that list, the most main event-y is Big Time Bex. Timeout. What?
You know you saw what they did for fucking Owen Hart tournament, right?
Yeah.
What if we have Mr. and Mrs. Seth and Becky with the briefcases?
That'd be cool. Maybe. I don't know.
I see where you're coming from.
But yeah, you see that? When it comes to WWE, in my prediction, go with the stale one. The stale one is most likely what they're gonna do. That's
yeah. So let me hit you with this.
Okay.
Because we don't have this we don't have this luxury with the other match. Becky.
Mm-hmm.
There's several options there.
Mm-hmm.
As stale as it is,
Mm-hmm.
would you have her rekindle the rivalry with Bianca Belair for the Raw title?
Yeah.
Or would you settle unfinished business with Rousey and have her cash in on the SmackDown belt?
I'd rather it be against Bianca with the Raw belt, because I just think that's a better match. And I mean, as much as I had a raging freaking hard on for Becky versus Ronda, I feel like it just came and went. It passed. All the bullshit that Ronda went through when she was like done for that little bit and just like talking down to fucking wrestling fans, and then like I get it. I guess maybe she was being a heel, whatever. I don't know. I just don't give two flying fucks about Ronda, to be honest. I don't care. Now that's who I think is gonna win. I'll tell you who I want to win, and I see and I respect your pick for Raquel Gonzalez. However,
gracias.
However, you got to give it to Ziggler before Ziggler becomes stale.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking.
What is
so
it?
I don't know if I'm thinking what you're thinking, what I'm thinking. But what I'm thinking, that iron is still a little hot. You don't want that iron to cool. You fucking give it to Liv.
Yes, please.
Give it to Liv.
If she drowns, at least you threw her in the water. You gotta get at some point. At some point, the baby bird's got to learn to fly. Kick him out the nest and see if she hits the ground.
Yeah.
Give the poor girl a fucking chance.
Yeah.
I agree with you completely.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see Liv win.
That is not a bad pick at all. I respect that pick.
Okay.
So we have 4 different picks total.
Yeah.
Within this, we'll see how it ends up.
We'll see how this ends up.
This next one will be
Watch
quick.
Asuka fucking win it. We didn't even talk about Asuka.
Oh! SmackDown, Ronda Rousey versus Natalia. SmackDown Women's title. Number
5.
Winner.
Ronda. Although the tweef has been pretty good.
Oh my God, it's been savage.
Yeah.
Dude, Natty came out last Friday dressed up as Ronda, makeup and everything, and the shirt, and she had a stroller.
Yeah.
Pretending to be Ronda, the character saying that she's not going to live up to Natty and all that shit. Oh, God, I'm going to hate this answer, but this match isn't going to be that long, so fuck it. I'm going to 8 for this match.
What?
This is probably the only time I'm going to say this because I don't watch Total Bellas. I don't watch Total Divas. I do see the pictures of Natty's sister on Instagram everywhere.
Oh my God.
This has been the last couple of weeks the most personality I've ever seen out of Natalia that did not involve kittens or puppies. She's actually, where was this fucking 10 years ago, 7 years ago, when the New Heart Foundation had just started?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Where's this Natty been? The combination of Natty being somehow interesting,
Yeah.
and Rousey looking like she doesn't want to be there at all every time she's on television. She ain't hungry no more. She looked like she'd been full for a while.
Yeah.
Slap her in the face and remind her why she needs to stay hungry in this business.
Yeah.
Give it to Natalia.
Yeah.
I've got Natty winning this.
Okay.
Hook or crook or some crazy ass shtick. I've got Natty taking the belt from Ronda just to be like, oh, I slept on a heart.
Jenny
Okay.
comes out just wiggling her tits everywhere and just rides a distraction.
Bianca Belair versus Carmella for the Raw title. Tell me,
Bianca.
have you seen this before?
Yeah. Bianca is winning that. Get
4,
the fuck out of here.
Bianca.
4. Yeah.
Bianca beat Carmella in like 2 minutes last year in
Yeah.
SummerSlam before Becky came out. This is nothing. Usos versus the Street Profits for the unified tag team titties.
Usos are winning this. I will go with a 6. And I think I'm being generous there because and that 6 is just because I think on paper it could be a good match. But again, the staleness of it, man. Like Usos, Profits, and New Day just been kind of going back and forth. Some combination of all of them together, or what, like. And I don't think Street Profits are going to win. So 6, and that's being generous.
7 because it looks better on paper.
Okay.
There were wrestling fans that weren't complaining when we got fucking the Bludgeon Brothers and the Usos for 12 weeks because every week was fucking fire.
Yeah.
You know, we put Usos and New Day and Hell in a Cell as a match of the year
clear.
candidate.
When it was like their
19th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we both eating a little crow on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got the Usos winning
Mhm.
because I am under the impression that if we're going to have that comeback, run back again with Roman and Brock, if Roman's going to have the Usos, Brock is going to have the Viking Raiders to even the score.
Okay.
Brock with the fucking Raymond Death Row
I
and
can see
Sexy
that.
Hansen.
I can see that.
And I would like to see the Usos drop the belt to fucking Viking Raiders.
Okay.
So that's what I got going. How about Theory versus Lashley for the U.S. title?
I'm gonna need your help on this one because I know that through like memes and shit that they're really doing something with Theory. But to be honest, I haven't really watched a whole lot of WWE ever since the rise of Theory has happened. So I don't know what to rate this, and I don't know how to call it.
I won't be much help because that's happening on Raw, and I don't watch a lot of Raw. Very little on shitty feeds. They main evented an episode of Raw with a pose off between Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley. So that's how much effort they're putting into Austin, or how much they're giving Bobby. The 2 birds with 1 stone, you know. I'm trying to forget the months that Theory was Vince McMahon's protege.
Oh, is he not his protege anymore?
Well, ever since the scandal stuff. Well, ever since the Mania stuff. Ever since WrestleMania when Theory lost to fucking McAfee, they I guess it was disavowed or something because he doesn't come out anymore. He does his own thing. So I'm trying to forget all that. But I think in hindsight, this is all gonna be a nothing burger.
A nothing burger.
Because I am under the impression that fucking Theory is gonna defend the US title against John Cena at SummerSlam after the whole thing that happened with Cena's 20th anniversary.
Is this for a US title?
Theory versus Lashley is for the US title.
Who's the champ?
Theory.
Theory.
Yes.
And you think Theory's gonna win? Defend his title, basically.
He will leave he will leave with the belt. He might not necessarily beat Lashley.
Okay.
But I've got Theory retaining.
Okay. I'll
7.
I'll follow your lead on that, but I'm definitely not giving it a 7. I'm gonna go with a 5.
Okay, I'll catch you.
Yeah.
Speaking of nothing burgers, this might be the Impossible Whopper. McAfee versus Corbin.
I thought we were saying McAfee for just like special stuff every now and again.
So McAfee on commentary has been calling Corbin bum ass Corbin for like months.
Really?
And Corbin finally lost his rivalry with Madcap.
Okay.
And after that match, Corbin stepped up to McAfee. He's like, bro, I've been hearing you on commentary when I'm watching my videos at home, when I'm studying. It's like, look, you call me bum ass Corbin again, I'm gonna knock you out. And so McAfee was like, let's go. And so it looks like all roads are leading to Corbin versus McAfee at Money in the Bank.
What do you mean all roads? Like this isn't officially booked?
It probably will be booked tomorrow.
Okay.
Corbin versus McAfee.
You know what? You convinced me. 7. You convinced me. I'm interested enough in this. I think Corbin will win it.
McAfee can't win all these matches.
Yeah.
You know, and he's been sitting on his ass.
He is just a commentator, so yeah.
And Corbin's a heel. You can find a shitty way to have him win.
Yeah.
I'm at an 8. On paper, I'm at a 7 because Corbin, even as a heel, was getting face reactions before COVID. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
People were liking his shtick. He was getting shit done.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't botch moves. He doesn't hurt people. He doesn't have a bad match per se. It's just not memorable because Corbin's not a memorable character. But in the ring, he wrestles well. And McAfee, he can hold his own. The story in between this bumped it up to an 8.
Okay.
But I've got Corbin stealing one.
Okay.
That's Money in the Bank. Just be blunt and tell me which matches you're going to make time to watch.
The men's Money in the Bank.
Men's, women's, and oddly enough, McAfee and Corbin, I bit myself up to that.
Okay.
Yeah, but those are the 3 matches I'm going to make the effort to watch. It's this Saturday.
Yeah.
I will be out of town this Saturday, but I will be making time over the weekend to sit down and watch this.
What am I doing this weekend? Oh, I have an eye doctor appointment, but that's Saturday morning.
Oh.
So, yeah, I think I will have time.
So it sounds like you'll be listening to Money in the Bank, not watching.
No, I think I'll
because
be
they're
fine.
going to.
No, I mean, it's in the morning. By the time, yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. Take a nap, you'll be fine.
Let's see if I can keep your attention for a few more
Okay.
minutes. Tuesday, NXT Great American Bash.
Oh, okay. That's happening. Cool.
Braun Breaker defends the title against Cameron Grimes.
Really? So is Cameron Grimes a North American champ?
He
still?
lost the belt back to Carmelo.
Oh, okay.
Grimy versus Breaker.
6.
6. I haven't been watching much of NXT.
Yeah, that, and I want to say that will be higher, but that was if I've been invested and I've actually been watching, which I have not.
I still like Breaker. I still like Grimes, but Grimes.
I agree.
Grimes is a character that's destined to be beaten by Breaker.
Okay, that's fair.
So I got Breaker win.
Okay.
Arnold would have came all over this match. Cora Jade and Roxana Perez against Toxic Attraction for the women's tag match. Titles. You know Roxana Perez?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roxy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Give me a number.
4. I mean,
6?
Other than it being eye candy, I really don't care.
6?
Okay.
Fuck it. Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez.
Okay. Sure.
So
agree.
ever since Diamond Mine kind of broke up, Creed brothers are doing their own thing. They're tag champs. Roderick Strong didn't like the fact that they broke up, so he has his own protege that he's building up.
Who's that?
His name's Damon Kemp.
Okay.
So we have a tag match: Roderick Strong and Damon Kemp against the Creed brothers for the NXT tag titles for the men.
Okay.
Number
3.
3. Creed brothers.
Roddy and his pet.
Grayson Waller against Carmelo Hayes for the North American title.
I feel like I should know the name Grayson Waller.
He's the annoying Australian guy that does the top rope in between the legs, elbow drop. Oh, Grayson Waller. Had the feud with AJ Styles on NXT. I didn't watch any of that. Well, Grayson Waller.
Okay. 4.
6.
Okay.
Waller can wrestle for what it's worth. Carmelo Hayes has a vibe about him that you want to watch him, even though I haven't watched him.
I do like Carmelo.
Carmelo's another guy that could do well for WWE's demographic on like USA Network on Fox.
Okay.
So you put Carmelo Hayes and Trick
Yeah.
on TV,
Yeah.
that's money. I'm at a 6. I might actually, because I try to deal with shitty feeds as least as possible. We have the benefit of them uploading NXT the next day on Peacock rather than uploading Raw and SmackDown the next month. So Wednesday during lunch, or if I get off of work early, I am definitely making time to watch this.
Okay.
I'm at a 7. And I got Carmelo winning this. I think Hayes is becoming a fan favorite. So give it to Waller. Let's boo him some more. Waller's easy to boo. And if you really want Carmelo to have this, I'm not a heel, I'm not a face, I'm Carmelo kind of vibe, I'd give it to Grayson.
He's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's the guy.
He's just the guy? Yeah.
Okay.
So I got Waller winning. And then Wendy Chu against Tiffany Stratton. Wendy Chu,
Yeah, which I still have not ever seen her.
Oh my god!
And versus who?
Tiffany Stratton,
I don't know.
the privileged white girl that has all daddy's money.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
A little upper. Before we get together to record our preview for SummerSlam,
Yeah.
ROH will have their first official AEW branded pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Death Before Dishonor.
Yes.
There's only one match so far.
Yes.
But it might be the one that gets you money.
Yes.
Samoa Joe versus Lethal and Company.
10.
What the fuck?
10. I'm at a 10 for this.
Before I give any number,
Okay.
is Satnam Singh and
Sanjay Dutt
detracting or giving value to your rating in this?
They're giving value to my rating.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I love me some Jay Lethal.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also have been known to love Sanjay Dutt, TNA, X Division, back when we loved Daniels and we loved AJ Styles.
Kazarian.
Kazarian. We also
Petey
loved
Williams,
Petey
Sanjay.
and Sanjay. Sanjay was always involved in all that. Throw in Jay Lethal a few years later, and then his rise in ROH, and then you throw Samoa Joe in that. Fuck, dude. And Satnam Singh, I really thought it was the wrestling trope of the little guys are going to get over the big guy, and the little guys are going to be the mouthpiece for the big guy. No, the big guy's trying to be a mouthpiece just as much as the little guys, and it's one of the little guys that's actually wrestling, and it makes sense because he was the longest reigning ROH television champ before, versus the current ROH television champ.
And during that television champ run, he won the Ring of Honor world title from Briscoe.
Yeah, so I'm like, this guy.
He don't need the muscle, but he's got muscle.
This guy is ROH, at least in the last few years. The same way how Booker T was WCW in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, late stage ROH versus classic ROH to determine ROH 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in. I am in. Fuck yeah. I really want to see this. You're at a 10.
Leto's a bit of a puzzle.
Why?
Because I don't know if I've ever seen Jay Lethal as himself. He tries to come across as Macho Man. He tries to come across as Ric Flair. When he was heel heavyweight champion with the suit and everything, he tried to be Four Horsemen Ric Flair.
Okay.
You know? It's one of the weird circumstances where Sanjay Dutt, he had a character, but I don't think he had much personality either.
The player from the Himalayas wasn't that fleshed out.
Not fleshed out.
He was just a blingy dude who just did really, really good moves.
So I'm surprised that they got a guy like Satnam Singh that's wet behind the ears trying to learn from them when the one thing you can't really teach is personality and charisma. But after I saw Satnam debut on Rampage, he's not Khali, he's not Big Show, he's not a lot of these big men, Kevin Nash or whatever. He used to play for the NBA.
Yeah.
You can see his athleticism. He is not that just action figure big guy. He can actually move around, and he showed some personality, and he's been showing more personality in those promos that the three of them have come out.
Yeah.
And I feel like the positives that Lethal has are positives that Sanjay doesn't. But the positives that Sanjay has are positives that Lethal doesn't. And they're mixing all that into Singh, who's got some different positives that neither of them can relate to.
Yeah.
It's weird that I'm saying this because it almost sounds blasphemous. They're all raising each other up.
That's fair.
That's
fair. I mean, I didn't think that Jay Lethal could be raised up anymore because of his epic fucking run in ROH. Yeah. I think that he was underutilized and has been underutilized in AEW, but if the thought has always been, we're going to save you for ROH.
Or we'll save you if the rest of our roster gets injured.
Yeah. But I think that might have been the same school of thought that they were doing Brian Cage. But I mean, yeah. But maybe that's what they're doing with Joe. Maybe that's what they're doing with Grisham. They're holding them until they can figure out the ROH thing. That way they have their own little sandbox to play in. You know? I'm not sure.
Yeah. And if we're nut cutting, there has not been a bad Jay Lethal match. And there surely hasn't been a bad Samoa Joe match that I can remember.
Yeah.
If anything, it was the booking that murdered Samoa Joe and fucking Kurt Angle. But that's another episode for another day. I'm at 10. How about Joe winning?
Ooh.
Joe's
defending.
Yeah.
And it's his first defense. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. Perhaps, I think he's had one or two.
Man,
because he beat Suzuki on fucking Dynamite the week after Suzuki won the title at fucking Super Card of Honor, the WrestleMania weekend that just happened. So he might have defended it once or twice.
Man,
Bolder prediction. Satnam's taking the belt from Joe. It ain't gonna be fucking Lethal.
At a different match?
Yeah.
You know, I kind of want to sit here and say that Lethal's going to win it. I don't know. That's just my knee-jerk gut feeling reaction, man. I think Lethal's winning this. I know that AEW doesn't really like to do, with the exception of one glaring exception, doesn't like to do the hot potato stuff, but I could see them taking it off with Joe and putting it on Lethal to create some waves at the first ROH show by AEW, you know, to kind of like stir shit up, you know.
Huh. What are you doing in the next couple of weeks? Do you have any shows coming up?
No. We had UPW had Heat Wave this past weekend.
At the old firehouse.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
hot firehouse.
in Bay Cliff, Texas. And god damn, it lived up to its name. It was hot. It was fucking hot. But we have a new champ.
Mhm.
It is Rottweiler Jay Davis. He did beat Jason Sullivan after Johnny Blade turned his back on Jason Sullivan. Said, "You're going out to pasture." Literally fired him by throwing a fireball into his face.
No, we got wizards everywhere.
I know. He is fired. And at the end, after all of it happened and it was done, and we had, at the end of the night after the main event, Johnny Blade got the microphone and said that he retired Jason Sullivan. I don't know if Jason knows that. I mean, you're fired from Blade Enterprises. It doesn't mean that you can't wrestle at UPW, but I don't know, man. It's interesting. Now, we were supposed to have Kid Ransom versus Duperon for the Texas Championship, but Kid Ransom was not medically cleared. He had a medical emergency, so he wasn't able to wrestle. So in his place was Estrella Galactica, and it was still for the Texas Championship. So basically, Kid Ransom vacated the title.
Oh, no.
So we're going to have Duperon versus Estrella Galactica for the Texas title, and Duperon won it. Now, there may have been some shenanigans involved with, Blade Enterprises, because, that's always the case with any of the Blade Enterprises people. But, we have a new Texas champ. That's Duperon. So right now, aside from the tag belt and the cruiserweight title, all the gold's in Johnny Blade's fucking in his court and his camp. So it's like, geez. One other note about Duperon. Duperon has won a lot of state powerlifting championships, mostly on bench press, because that's his jam. And earlier that same fucking day, he was at a meet over at NRG and came in first place again for bench press, Texas.
How many plates? How much?
I don't know what the number was, but I know that he won first place. He lifted a lot of pounds.
Okay.
So he's still state powerlifting champion for his weight class, which is 181, I believe, is his weight class.
Oh, congrats. Good for him.
Yeah, so good for him. I'm glad he was able to win that, because that was definitely all Duperon on his own. Winning the Texas title, I don't really think that was all on his own. That was a bit of a team effort.
Mm-hmm.
Next show will be July 30th at the Santa Fe Fire Department. So that's the newer fire department. That's a little bit nicer. It has air conditioning. You can roll down the bay doors.
Does that have Steve DeMarco?
Steve DeMarco wrestled last weekend as well. We have
okay.
Steve DeMarco going up against I should say we had Steve DeMarco scheduled to go up against God damn it, Jesse Logan. I kept wanting to say Johnny Blade, the Jays, but Jesse Logan, and he kind of talked his way out of it. Because I mean, that's what DeMarco's known for. He's known for his fucking microphone skills. But he basically came out and said, "If you want to fight, we can fight, but I'm not here to fight you because there's no reason to fight you. I just want your influence and want your power because I am a wrestling god, and y'all should be coming to me and giving me whatever I want. And if I want a title shot, I get a title shot. And you know what, Jesse? That's what you have. You have the trust of owner and promoter Bart Harris. So if you go up to Bart and say, hey, I want a challenge for a title, you get it. I want that power." And that's kind of where he goaded him into a kind of match where he said, I make the stipulation where if you and I fight, it needs to be for stakes. And the stakes are I can have any title match whenever I want, not just once, but forever. So I was like, what? So he could have stroke where he could have a title match anytime
He's
ever,
part of the family.
basically. And he kind of won on a little quick little doot. You know, like
How?
little doot. It was like, okay, fine, we'll do it. And I God, don't quote me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe it was like a quick low blow and then roll up.
Okay.
So like, what? So the guy that claims to be a wrestling god is literally playing god mode at UPW. So we'll see what winds up happening because he could just call his shot whenever he wants. He wants a tag title match. He has a tag title match. He wants a heavyweight title match. He gets a heavyweight title match.
He wants a women's title match.
If he wanted to. Well, we don't have women's championships in UPW, but I'm sure if he wanted one, Bart will go make a women's title and give it to him, I guess. So I don't know how that's actually going to work out because Bart was like, sure, just have the damn match. And then the match happened and then he won. It's like, God damn it.
You're out of the family. I guess you're in.
So I don't know. But yeah, July 30th at the Santa Fe Fire Department is our next show.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Our next
That's it.
show is at the end of July.
Us.
Yeah,
End of
we'll be
July.
previewing SummerSlam,
Okay.
which right now, the only match announced, Falls Count Anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, Last Man Standing. That's right. Last
Okay.
Man Standing.
Which
Brock
is-
Lesnar,
My least favorite stipulation. Brock Lesnar versus
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Again.
All right.
They want to make fetch happen. It's the only thing I can come up with.
God damn. Can you imagine if Seth wins Money in the Bank and Seth interrupts Brock versus Roman again?
Oh, but it'll be worse because he has that new theme music. So it's going to take him 5 minutes of laughing and going, oh. And by the time he gets to the ring, the match is over. That should be the running theme.
Oh, man.
He wants to cash in, but he has to do his dance. And by the time he's done, the match is over.
Yeah.
And he champ runs.
Jeez. God damn.
That's it, man.
All right. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy. Get out of here.